There you are. Okay. Hi, Tom. So
Hi.
this is my friend Tom.
Hi.
Tom, how long have you been training with us?
6 years this month.
That's right. So, well, why do you like working with Pathfinders?
Why do I like Greg Pathfinders? That seems like a trick question to me. What don't I like about this organization? I mean, we're like family. You Pathfinders is like family to me. Best job I've ever had. I've had jobs in the past, but they didn't quite get how autism can impact people, so those jobs went out the window. But this this really is the best job I've ever had. Like I said, has everyone that I know in the company has welcomed me with open arms, like family, and I could not be happier to be working with you guys.
Thank you, Tom.
So thank you for everything you've done for me and my family, my real family.
Okay, if you're ready, do you have your script or do you want to just do it from?
I got the script.
Awesome. So we use a script because over the years we've learned that this is the best way for us to actually get the conversation going. We're going to try to time ourselves.
Yeah, and I think I got it mostly memorized, but little cheat notes ever hurt anyone.
Okay, so here's what we're going to do. I'm going to interview Tom, but this is how I set the stage at the hospital. I also introduced Tom as a self-advocate. He's been an integral part of our training program since 2016. And not only is he an advocate, someone on the autism spectrum, but he also has a chronic health condition. So here we are training nurses and doctors, and they have this great opportunity to talk to someone on the spectrum and get some really good feedback.
Yeah.
So we start with the first question. I always say about how we inform the audience that you are a self-advocate, that you have autism. Can you describe your healthcare issues and how long you've been dealing with them?
Yeah. Are we treating this as like the medical training? Because I'm looking at the answer and right.
This is like we do this is exactly
our this is the hospital training spiel. Okay.
Yes.
Gotcha. Right. As medical professionals, you'll think I'm a very fascinating individual. Aside from my autism, as Trish just said, I have legitimate or real health issues. My heart is irregular and doesn't function properly. I have what's known as TAPVR, total anomalous pulmonary venous return, which means I had a vein connecting to the wrong part of my heart, in addition to having a hole in my heart. I've been in and out of hospitals for various reasons my entire life. I'm 32 now and have no stranger to hospital settings. I had full-on open heart surgery at the age of 4 months, and according to my mom, I actually flatlined on the operating table. So for me, that whole YOLO thing, it doesn't really apply. Life number 2 and counting. Charlie Sheen claims to have Tiger Girl blood, but I have the real cat DNA.
Okay, so
yeah. All right.
So due to your cardiac issues, you had a pacemaker installed in June of 2015.
Mm-hmm.
So just 2 days after your pacemaker surgery, you were rushed to the hospital.
I was.
For an unrelated medical emergency. Can you describe what happened?
Yeah. I was at home on a couch resting up from my pacemaker surgery 2 days prior. And I was planning on going to see Jurassic World, the first one, with my sister Abby, who is actually a travel nurse in Northern California at this point. I got up to ask Abby if she's almost ready to leave, and I got up a little too quickly. And you know that feeling you get when you get too quickly? You get that dizzy, loopy, lightheaded, oh my god, I'm gonna fall feeling? Well, combine that with being in your own world on pain meds, and that's a really bad combination. I made it all 3 steps and just blacked out. I collapsed and broke my arm. I don't remember falling and breaking my arm. We used to call this a medical tragedy, but really, I'm more Terminator than Arnold Schwarzenegger now, so that's a good thing in my opinion. I'm the lucky one in this case.
Okay, so Tom,
Yeah.
I'm going to skip the next two questions because I just want to give them a sense of the final question that I ask, and then we'll open the floor and let them ask questions, okay?
Yeah.
So my last question to you is, since you have had your share of healthcare interactions, can you tell the audience one thing that you want them to remember when they are interacting with someone with autism?
Yeah. This is a scripted thing, me and Christian. This is by far the hardest question I have to answer because you know as well as I do that autism isn't a blanket diagnosis. It's not a one-size-fits-all diagnosis. So what I say about me, I always make this disclaimer, don't use it as like an umbrella statement. Oh, Tom Whalen said this. No, don't do that. I would say for me, treat me as an everyday person, although I have a diagnosis of autism. Don't belittle me. I hate when people do this. They look at my medical chart. Oh, this guy's autism, so we need to talk slower or louder. You know, I have autism, sure, but I have intelligence and mostly fully functional eardrums. I can hear you. As I said, autism impacts people in a wide variety of ways. This is recently called the autism spectrum, and not the autism straight line. You know, keep this in mind when somebody with autism comes into your office or hospital setting. And this is my favorite part of the show. Trish has been taking all the good questions. Does anybody at the office or on the call have any questions, comments, concerns?
This is your chance. I always tell everybody, This is it.
Constructive criticisms.
Everything you wanted to know about autism and healthcare.
Yeah.
So,
or anything in general. It doesn't have to be about healthcare. It could be anything in general.
So let me ask this, and I think I've heard it discussed before. Do people have autism, or are they autistic?
That's a really good question. I think it depends on who you ask or who you talk to. Like, I'm one person. For me, it's a tough one because for me personally, I don't like when people say he is autistic because that sounds like a stigma or like a negativity. So I prefer person with autism as opposed to autistic individual. But again, based on what I just said, that's just me. And like I said, don't take that as a blanket statement and go, oh, well, because Tom Whalen said this, everybody must think the same way. Yeah. I hope that helps you answer your question.
Okay.
Yes.
Good.
There
Thank
are
you.
two sides to that.
Yeah.
Right.
Thank you, Tom.
Yeah.
One of the questions real quick that they all usually ask, sometimes they don't, I'll throw it out to them.
Yeah.
And I think it's really an important question for people to understand is how old were you when you were diagnosed?
Oh.
Right?
Yeah. I was 7 years old when I was diagnosed, and I don't remember how I felt when I was diagnosed. I'm sure my parents are well more concerned about it than I was. I used this line yesterday, like, if you tell a 7-year-old kid they have autism, like, or if you go to the doctor and they say you have autism, my theory, they'll be scratching their head going, I don't feel sick, what does that mean? Whereas the parents were your board of directors, and Trish knows, and Mr. Surhoff, you guys know, as parents, it's probably a little freaky for the parents, but the kids, like me, it's like, whatever, life goes on. You know, but having said that, if you would, I'm 32. If you were to tell me today, now, that I have autism, like, if I were to be diagnosed right now, it would all kind of fall into place. But I'd be kind of angry, like, okay, why did nobody tell me this? Why have I been in the dark for 32 years? You know?
Tom,
Yeah.
excellent. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I don't think he has any more questions, but I will be, I don't know when our next training is. I'll have to be in touch with you. We actually trained together yesterday. So
Yeah, we did.
it was a good one.
Yeah.
Does anybody have any questions for Tom?
Yeah, that was great. Thank you, Tom.
Yeah, thanks,
Okay.
Tom.
All right, I'll
You're
take
welcome.
comments too. Going once, going twice. Sold.
Okay.
right.
Thanks, Tom.
Thanks,
Have a great
guys.
day. Yeah.
In
Bye.
case I don't see any of you, have a great holiday too.
You too. See you, Tom.
Thanks. Bye, guys.